This week we talk about how to get the most amount of committed buyers before you even launch. Welcome back to the Inner China Show. I am here in Shenzhen again, up on the rooftop now of my apartment building. I went down to Hong Kong this week and talked to Nick Ramil, the founder of Inner China, and it was good to catch up with him, and we talked about something that's near and dear to his heart that he talks about frequently, and that's how to get pre-sales, how to get people to commit to buying your product before you even launch. So he's got a lot to share. It's a little bit longer than usual, but it's all packed full of really good info. So let's do it.
So Nick, high level, what is pre-sales?
Very simple definition. Pre-sales would be any pre-commitment, or it'd be securing a conversion or a sales commitment before your actual official launch date. So whether you're crowdfunding, launching an e-commerce store, whatever it is, before you actually make the ability to transact possible, it's getting those commitments in before to make sure you have some sort of traction or progress or growth for when the doors actually do open.
Okay, and so you're reaching out, trying to get those commitments, but what are some of the sources of the traffic that you're getting those commitments from?
Yeah, absolutely. So this has changed a lot, especially since we were doing it back in the day, right? Kickstarter's changed a lot, e-commerce, pre-sales, there's a whole bunch of new models and tools. Similar to how it's always been for raising investment or getting initial momentum. Friends and family is somewhere that you always look to directly, who's going to support you more than the people closest to you right out of the gate. You obviously have to look to finding your early tribe or your community. I think Apple there's the Apple tribe, right? Or whatever the nickname is. But
the cult of Mac.
Yeah, the cult of Mac, like getting the early adopters, right? The innovators, early adopters, the early majority, finding out who that is for your product and engaging them in advance and building that relationship and getting them to buy in and believe in your product and you, as a business owner, and the value that you're bringing is incredibly valuable. And that can be done online, forums, blogs, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, internet, and through additional authorities in the space. And you can also do this offline. One thing we do with a lot of our investments, we look at who their target market audience is, and then we send them to those stores, right? Go look at packaging, go talk to the sales managers, go talk to the sales reps, go look at where you want to see your product one day. Look at the people going into there, survey those customers. What are they looking for? There's old school and new school tactics that this is the scariest thing for a lot of founders is my product going to sell? And they're scared to get that, really face the music before they actually launch. It's like, oh, well, I didn't know, or oh, shoot, I tried. It's like, well, go figure that out before you actually launch.
Because it's more comfortable when you launch and it fails and you're like, oh, I didn't know it all.
Oh, shoot. Well, it's like, no, go figure that out beforehand. So when you launch, it's a home run, not, you don't strike out. So, those.
So friends and family, building a tribe.
Building it through an email list, building some sort of early, I say community, as in just get a group of individuals that support what you're doing somewhere.
And I was talking to Antoine earlier, and he was saying, one of the things they do is when they build their email list, they're personally contacting everyone in the email list.
100%.
And, trying to get some buy-in from them, asking them what they like, what they dislike, what they're looking forward to, how this fits for them.
And you can find out so much before you even launch, before you even think about launching. All those types of engagement models work really well, and getting that feedback that you want to hear. Nothing is going to be better than an actual conversion, someone actually giving you money. But if you can go very far down that funnel, even setting up ghost sales on your e-commerce page, right, to a point where you get someone to actually give you their shipping information, let's say, right? Like there's they're not the most kosher way sometimes, but you're able to do it, and there's strategies that work. And also, if you do plan to launch, if you're on crowdfunding, I mean, naturally, I mean, Kickstarter has a legion, Indiegogo has a legion of followers, right? So they're naturally an early adopter audience who's willing to support small
you
startups.
mentioned someone giving the shipping address. That's where pre-sales got its name, right? It's like actually selling something before it even exists.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all about doing it just in advance. And if you can secure momentum in the earlier stage, it'll help you create a bigger wave of momentum in the later stage, right?
Right. So in order to do any of this, we need people on the list. And one of the major ways to do that is through media and blogs. So how do we get those media and blogs to talk about us and before launch and to share about our launch?
All right, so it's definitely two different tracks. Media, that's a son of a gun. Well, you can bootstrap it or you could have minor funding. Of course, there's PR consultants, there's PR agencies that you can hire, or else you can do it on your own, right? What you will see a lot of is the depth to which these media lists are crazy, right? Like hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of media contacts and reporters that you or your vendor or whoever your head marketing person will be engaging. And that's real time and real work, right? If you're doing it, so figuring out how to engage them and get ready for a lot of no's, but it's all about doing your homework and due diligence of the proper way to engage them. There's a lot of strategies I've seen from founders or other startups, extremely successful startups I know, who they do their due diligence on not only the publication, but the reporters. What do they normally write about? Go check their LinkedIn, maybe their Facebook profile. What are they? What are their hobbies? What are they interested in? How do you resonate?
Go see them at a meetup.
How do you communicate with that person? Exactly. It's interesting because it's so digital, but now it's still very much relationship building. Like if these people like you and they like your idea, then they'll write about you. And liking you is extremely important to be able to sell what you're offering, right? Winston did a very good job of doing his own PR. So I would love to get his feedback on this. Maybe you can drop a comment or something, about how he had an incredible PR strategy, and I believe he ran it by himself. And he's Ruggie did really, really well with PR. So I think
and that was all bootstrap. That was all him.
Exactly. So having a strategy for that. If you guys Google media outreach or influencer outreach strategy, you guys will find thousands of results from people who are much bigger authorities than me on this topic about the proper way to do it. And again, what you find a lot of in these articles, they say people similar to pre-sales, they don't take the time. They don't respect the process. And there is no cheat code to success for launching your business and getting exposure. Time, preparation, and work. A lot of people get this artificial deadline in their head that I need to launch by this date. Why? If you're not ready, don't launch it. It's extremely simple, right?
Yeah, that's an interesting point, actually. What are you seeing with the teams that you work at with Brink as far as, like, I want to have this many pre-sales lined up before I launch? Because, that's a good point. Like, in my mind, when I was launching, I put, this is the deadline when I'm going to launch. But it seems like the smart perspective would be, let's have all the pre-sales lined up that we want, and then go for the launch.
Yeah, exactly. It's, again, that artificial date, right? A lot of people, I appreciate deadlines and pressure to motivate you. But the reality is, if you're not ready, why hit go? So we certainly, crowdfunding, pre-sales, doing validation work, that is all, there's a little bit of science, there's a little bit of magic, and there's a little bit of this X factor sprinkled in, right? Like some products hit, and media and consumers love it. And those are more the revolutionary products that aren't too far away from where the current market is. And then there's that evolutionary product that's way far down in tech, and that takes education. People may not understand it or be confused right off the bat, so you lose them, right? So you have to figure out the balance of where your product lays, and more importantly is making sure that you figured out how to communicate it well, right? The worst thing to do is launch, and we've had to do this before. Some of our investments is reposition, in the
middle of the launch.
Yeah, we realize that our positioning isn't resonating, our messaging isn't resonating. Something the way we've lined up the feature set isn't as interesting as it could be when we're announcing it, right?
And I guess all these things can be hedged by seeing the amount of people that have committed to purchase prior to the launch.
Yeah.
You can see, okay, based on the pre-sales velocity, all right, maybe this thing isn't ready yet.
Yeah, and what's really important is also understand if you have 100 people who've said yes, maybe 30 to 50 of them will show up. Not even best friends, family, people from college. There's going to be someone gets a flat tire on the way to work, gets a speeding ticket, their kid gets sick, a personal issue comes up. 100
people let you down.
Yeah, well, it's, I wouldn't put the blame on things come up in people's lives, and if the couple $100 isn't available that they want to support you with isn't there, you gotta have that backup. So I mean, say you want to have 100 pre-sales the first day, and 30 to 50% show up, you should probably get between 200 to 300 committed before you actually hit go. And what's the worst that's gonna happen? You're gonna have, if everyone shows up, then you have 2 to 3x what you wanted anyways. It's a win-win, right? So it's, again, planning and preparation.
So pre-sales is all about building that momentum for launch day and activating that momentum to a successful campaign. You guys when you did Lexel, when you guys did Vincero, and now at Brink, you were activating your personal network.
Yeah.
In a really fantastic way, so that on day one, you guys had really great campaigns, and you teach the same thing to your investments at Brink too.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
What does it take to get those friends and family to commit and to say yes?
Yeah, most importantly, Vincero, shout out. We're to watch right now.
Looks good.
Tim, Sean, Aaron, you guys can throw me some bones.
Some swag.
Yeah, throw me some more swag, please. I'll be happy to promote it in the future. But yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I think conversations we had when you were launching your product, was everyone you ever met or ever known or will meet in the near future should know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how they can get involved. And whether that is everything from social support, a share on Facebook, a tweet, introduction to their network, a referral from to one of their friends who, even if they can't buy the product, my brother, my friend, my coworker would be interested in it. There is one of our teams, team startup investment. Still figuring out. One of our investments has done this really well, and he did it to no shame. Right? Like anytime he met someone, anytime he pitched any event he was at, this is what I'm doing. You literally ask for a hard sale. If no hard sale, he'd ask for some social support. If no social support, get an introduction. And that's what you have to be proud of what you're building, right? You have to believe you're bringing real value to your consumer and customer, and if you're bringing value, you should be very proud of what you're offering. So
that's a good point, because it can be a mental barrier when you're talking. You're thinking, I've got all these Facebook friends and all of my family and all my email lists, and if I'm just like ruthlessly asking them for this, you feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to ask them to give me money. But if you're proud of what you're doing,
here I'm offering you I'm launching a business. It's all how it's positioned, right? Hey, will you give me $100 for this thing? Or I'm offering you. Starting a business, I'm offering you a great opportunity to get a very high value product, as it's this percentage off, or you'll be one of the first ones in, so you get A, B, C, when everybody else will just get A in the future, right? It's all about how you position what you're looking for.
It's like your willingness to share is proportionate to how much you believe in your product.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of people launch campaigns and they think people are just going to show up and buy their stuff because these platforms have millions of users, but there's a lot of campaigns launching every day. So if you
You got to make a ripple before.
Yeah, they don't just magically show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to get that momentum is you build it in advance.
All right, so let's get into kind of tools of the trade here. You know, what are we using? So what are the tools that you use to, you know, kind of reach out to media, reach out to friends and family to get the email list activated?
Yeah, friends and family, obviously, everybody knows Facebook, right? Like that's Facebook and email, that's how you're communicating with people personally, professionally, normally. Ton of apps now available, Snapchat stories to Instagram, just social engagement, right? Those are lower touch. When it comes to media, I mean, I'm not sure if Haro is still around. That's helpareporterout.com. That's what Tim and me used to use a lot.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
The elevator life.
Yeah.
And Enter China, And BuzzSumo is a great way, a great website to find authorities in the space, communities in your space. I mean, Quora, Reddit, and there's all these ways to approach these channels. But the thing, people don't give these channels the respect they deserve. They go to Reddit, they make an account, and they promote themselves, and they get shot down before they even take off. And it's like,
and Reddit will gladly shoot you down.
Reddit, everyone is ready. Everyone is like waiting to shoot someone down. But if you do your research about, an AMA session on Reddit, or you learn about the right way to engage with that community, then it's valuable. But only if you give it that respect, right? It's like you can't just show up to a place and expect to have this influence. You have to. These online communities are very strong, and they have their ways of communicating, just like in the real world. You either learn them and you're successful, or you don't and you fail. So, I mean, I think those are all great tools. I think Facebook is doing incredible things for finding your audiences online if you have a small budget for digital marketing. And even if you don't, you're able to figure out demographics and where people are. And there's a lot of opportunity to jump in. I'm honestly still a very big believer in forums too. I just showed one of our investments, there's a thread of like 36 people discussing whether his product actually works and if it brings value.
Really?
Yeah, and this is like all the way from his campaign launched to now that his product is shipping. And some of these people are giving reviews like a year later. And it's like, that is potentially 30 customers. Imagine if the CEO of this product jumps in, or a team member of this product jumps in and says, hey, here's why it works, here's the proof,
and there's so many niche forums out there that fit into so many different products.
And those are your early adopters. That's that community you're looking to build. They're already aligned.
They're already talking about
the interests already aligned, the problem's already there. You're asking them if your solution is correct. Like you're positioning it as, I'm offering you a solution to a problem you have. People will say yes, but if you offer it as a sales pitch, if you offer it as something that is less than desirable, and again, that comes down, you have to work on your positioning, your messaging. You can say what this thing is, but if your customer doesn't understand, it's not because they're stupid, it's because you're not doing it correctly. It is never their fault. Own that responsibility. It goes well, great. It goes poorly, that's your fault.
Your problem.
Your problem, always.
All right. So we've been a little long-winded, but it's been good. It's a good discussion. So just wrapping up here, any last words?
Any last words? Wow. It's been a while.
It's broad.
It's been a while. Keep it short and sweet, man. Really believe, find the passion, find what you love doing, and do that. Find what you'll do for free. Find what you're crazy about that you love doing, and you will find success. But a lot of people are chasing a lot of things, and they realize those material things aren't the end all. Those aren't in themselves the happiness. It's being able to wake up. I mean, we were talking about that before, right? I wake up every single morning stoked. I'm in what I believe is the world's best city. I only want to live where I think is the best. And, I'm fortunate enough to live here and do work that I'm incredibly passionate about and I love doing every single day. I'm here on the weekends too. I'm building something incredible with the team here, and couldn't be more stoked. And this has all been based off passion, right? It wasn't about wanting to reach X or
Right.
these other.
How much money
goals.
can this thing make?
Yeah, it wasn't that at all. That's great that
Mhm.
that's able to be part of it as well,
Mhm.
and it allows me to pursue personal passions,
Mhm.
travel, etc. But again, you find that passion. I think Steve Jobs has an interview about it as well when he's with Bill Gates. It's like the passion and the love
Mhm.
that you're crazy about it to where you're going to do it more than other people will,
Mhm.
because there's that threshold of giving up and the pain and wanting to quit. That quitting is a choice. That success is a choice.
Yeah.
Failure and success are both choices. So it's up to you to choose which route to go down, and you'll go down the successful route if you love it.
Mhm. A little motivational speech from Nick Ramil.
Always got to be
Coming
happy.
back, bringing it strong.
Got to be happy, man. Love life. This is. I think everybody gets too critical on their own lives, myself included.
Mhm.
But
True.
everything's wonderful, man. No complaints.
Well, thank you. It's been good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for having me.